Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is FL Sagai. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and check out my previous videos. For this video today, we're going to be going over the try and accept statement. The reason we're going over this try and accept statement today is because for our very next project we'll be creating, it's going to have everything we learned in our previous videos, which were variables, loops, conditional statements, and functions, as well as the try and accept, which is what we're going to go over today, and dictionaries. So after this video, we're going to be going over dictionaries. Our next project is going to be more complex and longer than our first project we created, which was the number guessing game. So let's get right into the try and accept statements. In Python, we use try and accept as our keywords. In other languages, you may have heard of try and catch statements. This is the same thing, except in Python, instead of catch, we use accept. Let's talk about what a try and accept statement is. Sometimes in Python, you want to try something or do something, but you don't know if it's really going to work. Sometimes it may work, sometimes it may not work. This usually depends on the user's input and what the user is doing. Let's get an example of that. Let's create a simple program that converts the temperature from Fahrenheit to Celsius. Okay, so let's create a variable called far, and let's just use a float. And the reason we're using a float is a built-in function that converts a specific value into a floating point number. Okay, so let's enter the Fahrenheit. Okay. And the formula, we use Celsius, alpha H, and then it's minus 32.0. and then times 5.0 divided by 9.0. Okay, and let us print that Celsius. So when we run this, it should give us our Fahrenheit degrees in Celsius. So let's say 78 degrees in Celsius, that's 25.555557. Okay, so what if we enter a string rather than a number, rather than an integer? What if we enter a string? So for example, if we say f, then it'll give us this error telling us, could not convert string to a float. Rather than it giving us this error, let us use, we'll much rather have an idea or be able to fix the problem or try again, or at least let us end the program gracefully. So that's where the try and accept comes in. And to do that, you use a try, semicolon, and make sure you indent the block of code in the try. And then after that, you use accept, semicolon again, and print the error message you want to give it. So for this one, let's say print, please enter a number. Okay, so let us try it again. So if we enter FA again, it should tell us please enter a number, and it'll end the code. Okay, so rather than it giving us that big mess up, it'll end the code gracefully. So handling an exception with a try statement is called catching an exception. In this example, the accept clause prints out an error message, which is the please enter a number. In general, catching an exception gives you a chance to fix a problem or try again, or even, and it'll end the program gracefully like it did here. Now let us create a simple program where we have to input our grades and it'll tell us the letter grades. Let's create a variable called score. We'll use float again, and then input, so we can input our user to enter your score. Okay, score. Okay, and then conditional statements. If score is greater than or equal to 90, semicolon, print A, and we will do the same else if, since we have more than one condition or more than two conditions, we use else if score is greater than or equal to 80, and then let us print B. Okay, else if score is greater than or equal to 70, and print my input, print C else if score is greater than or equal to 60, then that should print us a D. And then else, since it's our very last statement, we can use an else. Else print F. Really? Okay. So when we run this, it should. Let me comment out this very first. Well, let me comment out this very first code, so it's not giving us any problem. Okay. Let's rerun. Okay. Enter your score. That's line 12 right here. So let's say we have a 92.65. Let us. Yes. So let us enter your score, 92.5. Then that's an A. Okay. Let's say we got a 67.8. Then that would be a D. And then anything else lower than that, let's say 59. 59, it should be F, really. So what if we enter a string rather than a number, rather than an integer? So what if we use FA? Then it'll give us the same error we got in the very first program we created, which was could not convert string to a float. So let us use the try and except to make this neater. So try, and remember the try block, you need to indent. Python is case sensitive, so you have to indent every the block of code. So let us indent the whole code. There we go. And then also remember, you have to have the except and print out the error message. Let's just say, please enter a number. Okay. So when we run this, enter your score. If we do FA again, it tells us please enter a number. So at least it lets us know it's expecting a number. It's looking for a number to be inputted by us, and it'll give us the result we're looking for. So little rundown, the try block lets you test your block of code. So this try lets us test this block of code. The except block basically lets you handle the error. So if we have an error where we don't have an integer or a floating point number, then it'll print out this message. Okay, so that'll be it for this try and except video. The very next video is going to be over dictionaries. Then we're going to get into our second project. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you at the next video.